EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. This is what it looked like just a moment ago in the heart of New Orleans. Folks, there's no place for this noise to go in the Superdome. It is loud, and these fans are ready for football as their Saints get ready to do battle with the Green Bay Packers. This is fielded a couple yards deep. He'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Ready, yellow lady, yellow lady. 50, Mike, 50. Check, 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 check.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On second down, Kamara. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Single. Check number 9.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Good work, boy. Let's go.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 27. Rodgers going to throw. He gets this to Devontae Adams. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
At the 35-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
I don't think you got it, son. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, look. Jump out.
Here's Rodgers. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing now is Rodgers. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he rifles one incomplete. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable. comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's next one.
Here's Rodgers to throw again. Lets this one rip toward Graham. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Rodgers to throw once more. He's got the hook up to Lazard. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the 1st down. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
The roughing the kicker called on 4th down. What a big break. Leads to a 1st and 10. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Eli Apple. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, 1st down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this 1st quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know it.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
Check.
Off the play fake to Kamara. It's Breeze. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn, 37 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. A.J. Klein coming in hard that time on the blitz, and he gets him down. It's a loss of 4.
It's second down.
Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Rodgers now to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lightning speed that time from the corner. Marshawn Lattimore getting the sack.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Check 15.
To throw is Breeze. And Thomas has it. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now Breeze. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook, and a great grab on the other end. They fake the give. Here's Breeze. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out, and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
First down 10 at their own 16-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. That's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now it's Rodgers. Dancing to his left. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
And it's third down.
So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Breeze a quick throw out to Thomas. It'll be a Saints 1st down on a pickup of 13. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle 3rd of the field where he threw that one. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Again, it's Breeze. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jackson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Backed up now from their own 4 as they come up 2nd down.
26.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll talk it over here before what'll be an important 3rd down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And that will be incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Here's J.K. Scott now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now a play fake. Breeze. And he's going to go down again. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. 3rd and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here.
My 50. I'm going to run you over.
From the gun, it's Breeze. The open man is Smith. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Ready? Yellow lady. Guys, it's game situation.
Breeze now on 1st down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On 2nd and 10, Breeze, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Ready?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Breeze again. And Gibbs got it. 30 yards there, and of course the 1st down as well. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the 1st half.
Ready?
Breeze now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. Breeze to throw again. That'll be complete to Cook. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no? Blitz coming, and down he goes. Kiko Alonso leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. To try again after the sack. Rodgers being chased, and the pressure gets to him again. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan.
Now that's the way to start the 2nd half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That's a first down and then some, a 32-yard pickup.
Now that one hurts defensively. They forced him into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3-and-out. On first down, Rodgers. The connection made. It's Graham. 20, 10, touchdown, Packers. Jimmy Graham, 54 yards, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Now a good running play here to start the drive. That'll net them 14 yards as they pick up the first. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
95-56. Target.
On 2nd and 7, Breeze steps away to his left. He'll try and run it. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And this is caught inside the 5. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They send Thomas out to the right by himself. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Kamara trying again. And he is unable to get in. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. They'll run it with Kamara. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
It's now 4th and goal.
A field goal would break the tie, but look at this. Instead, they're going to go for it on 4th and goal. Breeze going to go on 4th down. And that is going to be incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Packer defense stands tall down by the goal line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And now their defense came through with the goal line stand, got them the ball back. See what they can do about putting a drive together. Long way to go.
They need to reward that defense. A goal line stand, they've got to make that stand up themselves, right? Give the defense a chance to catch their breath on the sidelines. At least get 2 first downs. 3 would be better. Change field position. Let them catch their breath.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
It's our time.
To throw again, Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. And they'll get him down up past the 15. 14 yards. It's good for a Packer first down.
Packers.
So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17.
For this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football.
To throw is Rodgers. From the gun, he'll throw. He's got the hook up to Lazard. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 23-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
Hey, a simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara, and they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Breeze now to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he locates Josh Hill, complete. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was a tight end. On the ground, this is Kamara. Kevin King coming up from the secondary to make the play.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. He already has 2 sacks to his credit, now another tackle for loss.
And you know how you can always identify who was supposed to block him? They're the ones helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a second guy. Maybe you just out-and-out double him. Maybe you make sure you take the ball and throw it as far away from him as possible. Because right now, he is wrecking things for them. Got to give credit to both defenses because they've been able to keep the points down. And despite that incompletion, I like the way he's playing. He's putting up decent numbers. What he has to do, find a way to make that sound read and hit that one home run before this one's over.
So dangerous with a football in his hands. Call that a return of 38. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
26.
From just shy of midfield, Rodgers, and Graham's got it, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, Tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Rodgers now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to throw. Rodgers gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56. Go! Play it. Play it. 56. 50. Hey, you block over here.
Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Saints will have the football back. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game tied 4th quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of times the analytics tell you to go for it, right? But do the analytics take into account the game situation, where we are, all those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
It didn't work out, and again, tie game 4th quarter makes this thing a little bit more interesting. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Breeze. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. 3rd and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. Breeze to throw. And that is incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And he didn't quite have the back spin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
Box it, box it, box it, box it.
This is Jones. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard.
Here we go. Check 26, check 26.
They'll go again to Jones. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. From midfield, here's Rodgers. And he slings one that's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. To throw is Rodgers. And this one's incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Caught by Jones. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Here's J.K. Scott now. He's been terrific so far. Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A give to Kamara running right. Kamara's got the 1st down and then some. And all the way down to the 41-yard line. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. And an alley to... Now look out, Rodgers lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And Jones is not going to have the first down as they stop him short. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
47's the mic. 47's the mic. Let's go. Watch out, watch out.
They'll go with Jones. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. On the delay, Jones. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
First throw of overtime for Rodgers. And he finds his tight end, Graham. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
In need of a 3rd and 10 conversion to keep this opening drive of OT alive.
Bravo. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A well-executed 22-yard gain. They go back to the ground with Jones. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. Two of the top...
And he is in for the score! And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.